Good afternoon and good evening and good morning to one and all. Thank you very much for joining me again. I do appreciate to the people that is consistent, your local YP viewers. I appreciate you a lot, a lot. Um, I think about the different messages I get and the different interactions I've been having over the recent past, and it's so heartwarming. So thank you very much for engaging. Thank you very much for tuning in. Um, for your new viewers, you're welcome. For your unbeliever, you are also welcome. For believer, please stay believer. But I just want to thank you, all right? And I want to appreciate each and every single person that locks in and that rocks with me. Um, Please like the video, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, put a comment as to your different opinion. I will try and get to it. And yeah, it helps definitely helps with the algorithms to reach more people. So not that it matters in any way, but maybe somebody needs a blessing, somebody needs a kind word. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, and if you want, you can share it as well. That would be great. Um, so today is episode 7 of your local YP. I am your local YP, abbreviated to your local youth pastor or your local young preacher or your local young philosopher, depending depending how you want to take it. Um, Episode 7, and today we're going to be talking about independence. Now, independence specifically, not specifically, no, not specifically, but independence emphasized to your female side of things, right? And to the women out there that believe that um, they need to be independent in this world. I'm going to say this off the bat: independence is a false reality. Independence is something that we tell ourselves so that we don't need other people. The reason why we want to be independent is because we don't want to ask for help. We don't want to rely on other people. We always want to be seen as the superhero in the narrative. Right? And oftentimes, what happens is, and this is for women and for men, but I notice that in society, a lot of women is trying to emphasize the independence because of the fact that the past women are reliant on men. The past is That's how the past is. If you look at biblical truth, if you look at the Israelites, if you look at even your mom and your great grandma, um, even to the point your mom in a way, but I think yeah, you since 1980 now independence for women is a big deal. But before that, you had women relying on men. I mean, in the Old Testament, the Jewish narrative was that a woman would be taken care of and protected and looked after by her father. And her father, once she's married, the husband takes the role of the father or adopts the whatever the father was doing, and he looks after the wife now. All right. So independence is a kind of new term for the female, right? For the male, independence is something that we strive for. I mean, I know people that, and I kind of understand where they come from. But it's difficult when they don't have money. They can't just provide for their family. They can't do what they want to do. They And independence most of the time is linked to money, right? But the reason why I say it's a false reality is because independence, yes, is linked to money, but it leads and overflows onto other things. For example, if I have money and I'm able to do things on my own, that then means I adopt a heart posture that I am I don't need people. You don't need to tell me so. You don't need to correct me. You don't need to do any of those things. And it's a false reality because of the fact that you do need someone to correct you. You do need someone to tell you, bro, you're wrong. Bro, stop. You're not doing, that's not right. And the issue comes in where you live in your own fintablikkie of reality and you say, I'm right all the time because I can pay for things, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a boss, I'm whatever. When you're nothing but a snob at the end of the day. Why? Because you can't hear somebody else's perspective. Why? Because you have money, because you're independent. And that is why it's a false reality. Although it's a false reality is because independence lead to isolation. And if you want to know about isolation, go back a few videos. Because if you then become isolated, you don't know why people aren't rocking with you anymore. Because, bro, all you think about is how you are the reason why things are the way it is. And that is in general, in a nutshell, why independence can be very dangerous. It's very dangerous because it leads people to believing that if I'm independent, if I only get to a certain point, I will be fine. Where reality says no, that's not the case. You might be fine in a moment, but if you turn around and if you look around the corner, there might be a bad moment waiting for you. And the bad moments, unfortunately, isn't only regarding money. It's regarding many other things. But when you classify yourself as independent and you adopt the character that people that are independent adopt, you then isolate and you then take yourself away from people. And once you take yourself away from people, nobody hears you out. And then you suffer in silence. How many rich people kick the bucket? How many rich people you thought they're happy and then they're OD? Bro, it's peak. The reason why I feel like I need to speak about this is because we all strive to be independent. We all strive to own a house, own a car, be able to provide for our families, have great businesses, do things that our families couldn't do in the past, and make life better for ourselves, right? But why must we want all of those things if it's going to cost us our happiness? If it's going to cost us our peace? If it's going to cost us how much we enjoy community? Because in essence, independence leads to us isolating and not inviting people into our space. Because what they bring to the party is not matched to what you bring to the party. The problem that I have at the moment with women, right now, this is specifically to the women. If you think that you are independent, regardless of how much money you have, you're going to be in a toxic relationship with your partner. It is reality. If you think, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If you think that you can be independent on and be in a relationship, you're going to be toxic in that relationship. It's going to be a toxic relationship. Why? Because the man has a role and a duty and a what do you call that? Like it's in their brain, man. It's in them, in their mind, to provide, to protect, to serve, to carry the burden of the relationship, to carry the tangible burdens. That's how it's always been. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a biblical thing. I'm not saying the Bible says that if women are independent, they're going to be toxic. I'm saying from my own personal experience of what I see. Not own personal experience, it's what I see. It's what I see. You get healthy relationships where women understand that they make more money than men, definitely, alright? Because that's the world we live in. But they don't adopt the mentality of independence. Why? Because they know they need their man. They know they need the man. And people that apply value to how much money you make is shallow people. Sorry, bro. If you think you make so much money You make X, alright? And your mans make negative X or less than X. You now carry the relationship. You now make the decisions. Bro, it's going to be toxic. You're not going to keep it, man. I promise you. You're not going to. He's going to try and rock with you for a while. And after a while, he's going to tip. Because he's not able to be a man. He's not able to be his full self. Society has led us down the wrong path. Right? This is part one of. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about dependence. But you see, that is the practical of independence, right? If your mentality is different when you believe that you're independent, what kind of impact does that have on your spiritual life? What kind of impact does it have on your mental health? Because now you're suffering from anxiety and depression, but you're independent. So yet, this independence is leading you down a dark path, but you hold on to it. It is not healthy for us to seek independence, and I'm not saying that independence is because you make a lot of money. Independence is a mentality. It's a mindset. As soon as you understand the independence mindset, and as soon as you want to adopt that independence mindset, you then take yourself down a path where you don't need people. People can't tell you, people can't say anything to you. If you take that mentality and you adopt it and you make it you, you're going to find yourself in a very dark place. It's not worth it. Make money. Be successful. Do everything to the best of your ability. Be excellent in every single thing that you do. But do not think for 1 second that you can do this on your own. It's not going to work. My friend, my brother, my sister, whoever you are, understand that you need people. Understand that you've come so far because people out there is backing you. Not just backing you with prayer, because I know a lot of believers have other believers that pray for them, but people back you with their kind words. People back you with the conversation. People back you just by proximity. The value of having community cannot be understated. But if you adopt a mentality of independence and take that into a community, people are not gonna like you. People are not gonna like you. People's gonna use you. The people that you think rock with you is rocking with you because of what they can get from you, and not because of what you of the value that you add intangibly. It's only about what you can give. When we need money, we go to you. When we need support financially, we go to you. When we need to do something, we go to you. It's not right. And that's the problem in communities these days. People adopt the mentality of independence. What then happens is they go into the community, and people then take advantage of it. Instead of telling you, no, ma'am, sir, you're not needed like that. We really just want to know how you're doing. And the reality of the situation is that if you are independent, how is the place for God? Romans 1, the just shall live by faith. Big man, where's your faith if you're independent? Where is your faith if you're independent? Because not only are you now suffering in your community, not only are you now in a toxic relationship, but you're now suffering spiritually. And that's the worst suffering to have. Not hearing God's voice, not able to discern if this is of God or not of God. going through the motions, wanting to know, God, am I really doing what you asked me to do, or am I just going according to my own purpose and my own ambition? The problem is independence, the mentality of independence. Let's expose it. Let's expose the lie that independence can take you from strength to strength. Bro, it might happen in a moment. You go from strength to strength. Great, fantastic. But if you don't do it with people, you're going to find yourself on a cliff. And being on the edge of a cliff isn't great. Being on the edge of a cliff mentally, emotionally, physically even, because once you lose everything, what then happens to your mentality? Because everything that you did beforehand matters. You can't just say one day, I'm going to be independent, and you then are independent, you adopt the mentality, and you can support that mentality with the finance that you have. But then, when you lose everything because something went wrong in your life, not because it's a fault of your own, because life just be lifing at times, what then happens to everything that you've done while you had the mentality of independence? Now, that, my friend, is what we don't want. Because the rain falls on the just and on the unjust. For Joseph, there were 7 great years and there were 7 terrible years. Joseph had to plan and prepare himself because of the vision that he got for the famine that was going to come. And that's what the king made him a governor. A governor. We need to become governors and be like, okay, I have money now. I might be well off now. But let's not stray away from the principle of this book. Independence is not of God. Nowhere in the Bible it says, blessed are the independent. Nowhere in the Bible does it say God loves the independent. God loves the island on their own. No, bro. No. Also, independence gives main character energy. And we as South Africans love to be main characters. Again, I say, no disrespect if you make a lot of money. No disrespect if you believe that if you wanna do things, fantastic. Do your thing, bro. Pop off. What I'm saying is that the mentality that comes with the success is what we need to address. The underlying purpose. Why are we here at this moment? Independence is not of God. In the next video, I'm going to talk about dependence. Alright? I'm going to speak about how dependence is so important. And as a Christian man and women, as a Christian man and woman, right? You have to be dependent. You have to be dependent. It is so important. It cannot be stressed enough how much you need God, because you are the sinner. Don't forget. You are the one that was an enemy of God. Now, for you as a Christian person, alright, male or female, that adopts the mentality of independence, how does that speak to the salvation that you already received and the grace that you've already received? Because if you're able to receive grace as a gift, not by any work that you did, but you adopted a mentality of independence that goes against the adoption of grace, what kind of fruit are you going to bear? That's a question. That is a question. And I want to challenge you today. I want to ask you, do you adopt a mentality of independence? Do you strive to make so much money that you don't need the people around you? Take responsibility 100%. Take responsibility in your role 100%. Make sure that you're doing everything you need to do 100%. But don't neglect other people because of what you have tangibly. Thank you for joining me. Share this video with a friend or family member. Send this video to someone that believes they're independent, and share and give them hearts. Tell them that you love them first. And yeah, part 2 coming up. Peace out.